Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my monthly review for this month's issue of the Walking Dead comic book series. Today we got to see the release of the Walking Dead issue 131, which was called A New Journey Begins. And as always, my reviews do contain spoilers, so for anyone who has not read the issue yet, you may not want to watch this video until you do. That said, we're at a different period of time right now in the Walking Dead comic book series. We're at a time where the characters are not in jeopardy for the most part. We have a few, like in this issue, we see Andrea, who seems to be in some trouble, but I'm sure I'm sure she's going to be fine. But it was pretty suspenseful at the end, and a great way to end the issue, to see Magda and the others kind of grab her and insist that now she do the answering of some questions as before. When they were screened to be allowed into Alexandria, they were asked some questions. Now, of course, we know they found Negan. We know that's going on, and it's pretty exciting seeing as how Andrea is there and she's in charge, but there's no one else around, so no one else will know. And Rick is all the way in the hilltop right now, so there's nothing he can do about it in his current situation. So that's pretty exciting. In addition to that, we have the whole scene with Dante, who we're just getting to know, and I felt like we had some good character development with him this issue, that he's basically hitting on Maggie, who's in charge of the hilltop community, which is funny, and I do like to see that kind of relationship, because you think about it, she's meeting all these people. It's been a while since Glenn has died. I want to say like 3 years or so, right? And I guess it makes sense. Now, in addition to that, you also have Sophia, who is growing up along with Carl, and we got to see a pretty cool scene with them, or a few, in this issue, where you have her and she accidentally almost punches Carl, and then they kind of realize that it's each other, and then they kind of talk and spend a little bit of time, and he lets her know that he's going to be moving there, and she seems to be very happy to hear it. So I really like that, and I thought it was funny that Sophia has become such a badass already. She's like beating up the other guys and stuff, and in her class, basically there's this kid that's being bullied, and she goes and saves him and beats up the guys that are bullying him, and then Carl comes in. So that was pretty cool. I like that quite a bit. And let's see, I think that's mostly what we had in the issue. There was the scene between Rick and Maggie talking, and also the Earl with the blacksmith apprenticeship thing for Carl. So Carl's going to learn to be a blacksmith, which is pretty cool. I mean, obviously a very useful trade, I would think, and it is important, I think, for Carl to learn to have a skill in something. That said, maybe later on after that, Rick will teach him how to lead or do something like that, and what to do with his own group. I would think eventually, but I guess it makes sense that he'd learn kind of a hands-on trade first, to be useful, to be able to perform one job before going on to something like that. So really cool in terms of like how all of the character stories are really happy at this time. Like the scene where or the page where Rick tells Maggie that he misses Michonne, misses her, misses the others, I want to say. And yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. It was a good issue. It was a fun issue. Not a lot in the way of action, not a lot in the way of the survival horror aspects of The Walking Dead, because that's not what we're getting right now. I'm still going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it's nice to see the characters happy. And at this point in time, if you've read every issue of The Walking Dead comic book series, or you've seen every episode of the TV series or whatever, I think at this point we do feel, at least I do as a reader, a very strong connection to these characters, and you do care about them. You do want them to, be successful. You do want them to be happy, right? Versus wanting to see them all killed off. Unless well, there might be some you hate that you want to see killed, like Negan or somebody like that. But for the most part, it's nice to see Sophia, Carl, and the others all happy and growing up. So it's pretty cool. So the whole title, A New Journey Begins. I guess we'll have to see what happens with it. And Dante and the others, whether or not they'll survive. I'm sure Dante will survive that. I'm sure Andrea will survive that. And then we'll see what happens from there. I'd be shocked if they killed off Andrea at this point. That would be really shocking. I don't think they would. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the issue. Please write in the comments below. Please thumb it up if you like the video. And yeah, that's it for this month's issue. It's really all I can say about it. Really miss the bi-weekly releases. I wish they could do that all the time, the comic book series. But nevertheless, Still a really cool direction. I like the time skip. And I'm interested to see where the series goes from here on out, but I'm not really making any predictions right now because my predictions lately with the comic book series have been wrong. I was thinking that Magna was going to free Negan, and it was the opposite, so I was wrong. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of that, and I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, as always. I'm saying peace.